Greetings and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about the passenger train with no conductor. My fireman assignment that day was to fire several different CNJ passenger trains working with different engineers. This engineer was letting me run under his supervision on the Raritan Valley line, and it was his last run of the day. Our next station stop had an elevated platform, and I blew the horn and rang the bell as we approached. Then a guy ran out from under the station platform into our path, and we hit him. He flew up and landed on the station platform. I had put the brakes into emergency, and we made a perfect station stop. The engineer told me to go help the man while he radioed for assistance. I started giving the man CPR while two trainmen stood on the platform by the open coach doors as passengers left the train. The trainmen looked at me while the passengers walked on by. An ambulance squad appeared quickly. They must have been right across the street. The man didn't make it. When I got home, I received a phone call from the railroad with instructions to be at the police station the next morning. I joined the rest of the crew in the station's waiting room. When it was my turn, I was interviewed by a detective and a CNJ attorney. They asked a lot of questions about the train operation before the accident. Then they wanted to know if I knew where the conductor was after the accident. I told them no. They asked why I didn't know. I told them I had no interactions with the train crew, only the engineer. They asked, wouldn't the conductor have exited the train onto the platform? Had he been on the platform, wouldn't I have noticed him because he was very obese? I told them I had only noticed the two trainmen on the platform. When I got home, the railroad called to tell me I was laid off again. I later found out that the conductor got fired for not being on the train. It turns out he left the train every day at one of the previous station stops, since the train was on its way to the terminal anyway. The railroad got a statement from a taxi driver who drove the conductor every day from that station to the terminal. A few years later, my wife and I were visiting her parents in a small Pennsylvania town. While I was taking a nap, two women stopped in for a visit. One was a neighbor, and the other was a woman from California who was on the East Coast to settle a New Jersey court case. The case involved her estranged husband, who was killed by a CNJ passenger train at a New Jersey train station. He was homeless, depressed, and living under the station platform. And there was no conductor on the train. My wife told the woman that the fireman was upstairs sleeping. The woman wanted to speak with me. My wife said no. Take care and put some sand down.